Hello everyone, welcome to the class. In this class I am going to take questions based on percentage increase and decrease, and with the help of these questions I will be explaining the basic concept involved in the questions of percentage increase and decrease. Okay, so let's start with the question number 1. So that says, if the price of a book is first decreased by 25% and then increased by 20%, then the net percentage change in the price will be. Okay, so in such kind of questions, when there is a percentage change and you have to calculate that, so it is better to start with 100. So I have assumed the price of the book, as 100 initially, and now from 100 I will be seeing how much it is increased or decreased. So it is given in the question that it is first decreased by 25%. So 25% decrease in 100 will give me 75. So now the price has become 75 and then increased by 20%, and from here it is increased by 20%. So in order to calculate that directly, you can multiply this value, that means 75 to 1.2 or 1 whole 1 by 5. So why I am doing that? Because this 1 correspond to this value 75 and this 1 by 5 correspond to 20% of 75. So that means I can directly get the value after increasing by 20% with 75 multiplied with 1 whole 1 by 5. So this is something that you need to understand in order to calculate it faster. So 75 multiplied by 6 by 5, so that will give me, this is 15, and 15 into 6, that is 90. So you can also get this value 90 by multiplying 75 to 1.2, which is similar to 1 whole 1 by 5. So either way you get the price as 90 and initially it was 100. So from 100 this has become 90. So look at this change. So now the change is 10% and that is decrease. So what we are getting? 10% decrease. 10% decrease. So option A is correct. Let's take the next question that says, if A's height is 40% less than that of B, how much percent B's height is more than that of A? Okay, so there are two people, A and B, and it is given that A's height is 40% less than that of B. So again, as we did in the previous question, we have to assume the height of B as 100, or you can assume at 100x. So this will be convenient to solve this question in lesser amount of time. So this is a trick, right? So once you assume B's height as 100, A's height, which is 40% less, so that will be 60. 100 minus 40, that is 60. Now you have to calculate how much percent B's height, which is 100, more than that of A. So this from 60 to 100 you have to calculate in percentage, how much percent more. So again, that's very simple, percent is more. So how much it is more? This is 40 more from which value? From 60, because you are comparing from 60, and multiply this by 100. So this should be the answer. This is basically 2 by 3 multiplied by 100, or 66.67%. So option C is correct. The next question is, if the price of sugar rises from rupees 44 per kg to rupees 55 per kg, a person, in order to have no increase in his expenditure on sugar, will have to reduce his consumption of sugar by. Okay, so in order to solve this question, first thing that you should know is that expenditure on sugar or any commodity is its price per kg multiplied by its consumption. right? So this is something very basic thing that you should know in order to solve this question. Now look at this, what is given in the question: in order to have no increase in expenditure. So he does not want any increase in expenditure, it has to be flat, no increase, right? So when the price is increasing, then consumption has to decrease, and this should be done in such a way that there should not be any increase in expenditure, right? So the approach to solve this question is that you assume the price as unity initially and consumption also as unity. So both I have assumed 1, price as 1, consumption as 1, and if you multiply it, you will get expenditure as 1. So 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So this is the initial thing, initial level. And now what is given in this question, that the price of sugar rises from 44 per kg to, I'm just writing here, this is 44 per kg to 55 per kg, right? So how much it has increased? So basically what I see here, that if I multiply 44 to 5 by 4, so this has increased to 5 by 4 times. I'm just writing here 5 by 4 times the initial value. That is something that you should keep in mind. This I am doing in order to make this question simpler to solve. So this price has been increased 5 by 4 times, because when I multiply 44 to 5 by 4 I get 55. So that means from this initial which has been assumed 1, it has become 5 by 4, okay, because 5 by 4 times it increased, okay. And the expenditure was same, that was 1. So in order to have expenditure same, the consumption has to be just reverse of this, 4 by 5. So this is something that you should notice here. Since price has become 5 by 4, consumption has to be 4 by 5, then only the multiplication will give you 1. So this is the trick, and with the help of that you can calculate what is the change in consumption. So consumption which was initially 1 has become 4 by 5, so that means there is a decrease of 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 is basically 20%. So 20% decrease, directly you get the answer 20%. So the question is, we'll have to reduce his consumption of sugar by 20%. So option B is correct. So this is the simpler way, a trick to solve these kind of questions. Yes, also remember that the similar question can also be framed if when area of rectangle is equal to length multiplied by its breadth. So here also you see similar kind of thing. So when there is a increase in length, then in order to keep the area same, you have to decrease the breadth to a level, and that can be calculated in the similar way. Let's take the next question that says the value of a motor depreciates at the rate of 10% every year. It was purchased 3 years ago. If its present value is rupees 5832, its purchase price was. So we have to again start with the same fashion, that start with 100 or 100x, and this is a question of a successive percentage decrease. So you may also find such kind of questions in discount, like how you can calculate equivalent discount when successive discounts are given. So just remember that, and we are starting with 100x, that 3 years back the price of the motor was 100x. This will make your calculation simpler. Okay, so in the first year, because it is decreasing by 10% every year, so in the first year it has become 90x, right? And again in the second year it is decreased by 10%. So this value I can get by multiplying this value to 0.9, because when 10% is decreased, 90% is left, and I can get this value by multiplying this to 0.9. So that will give me 81x at the end of second year, but in the third year again it is decreased by 10%. So again I will do the same thing, multiply this value, the previous value, with 0.9. so that will give me 72.9x. so look at this, you have started with this 100x 3 years back, and now you have 72.9x, and this value is given to you. So 72.9x, that is 5832. Okay, and with the help of this you can get the value of x is equal to 5832 and divided by 72.9. so that will give me 80. So you got the value of x is equal to 80. So 3 years back, the price was 100x, and that is 8,000. So 8,000 is the answer, and option B is correct. Let's take the next question that says number is decreased by 10% and then increased by 10%. The number so obtained is 10 less than the original number. What was the original number? So again we have to start with the 100x initially, and it is decreased by 10%. So that means this has become 90x, and after that it is increased by 10%. So increase by 10% means we can multiply this previous value with 1.1. Why we are multiplying with 1.1? Because it has become 110%. The new value is 110% of the previous value. So that's why we are multiplying the previous value with 1.1. So that means this has become 99x. So it means this 100x has become 99x. So just look at this, what is the difference? So the difference is x. Number so obtained is 10 less than, so this x is given as 10, right? So the original number, original number is 100x, so that means 100 multiplied by 10, which is 1000. So option A is correct. So this way I have solved questions based on percentage increase and decrease. Subscribe to the channel for watching more videos on aptitude.